Looking through low lights and silhouettes, but all I see is lonely people in crowded rooms.
The pandemic has been tough on all of us, especially those that have to battle the virus by going in on a daily basis to work and to continue to live their life as if it was normal. I'm speaking about key workers and essential workers that sacrifice themselves to make sure the rest of us are safe. I'm also talking about individuals that have no other choice but to continue pushing and living their life as if it was normal. Most of the time, these people are spoken about but never spoken to. I am hoping perspective gives them that voice. Martins.
Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes it's difficult to describe an individual that is so talented. He's one of them men that you look at him and you just go, this is the man of my dreams. I'm not even a girl. I'm just saying, I can look at this guy and just go, he sings, he cooks, he boxes, he's a family man. The only thing that is wrong with this individual is the team he supports. But ladies and gentlemen, Amir Official. I give you Amir Official. Thank you for joining me on Perspective.
How are we doing, man?
I am good. I'm good. How have you been keeping? How have you been keeping this whole period?
Not too bad. Not too bad. You know what? This lockdown, more than the other ones, I feel like I was a lot more prepared for this one.
Okay.
I think, a lot of people were obviously getting quite excited about the new year because obviously Christmas was cancelled. Okay, 2021 is going to start, so we'll start fresh, as if the pandemic was only going to be for 2020.
A lot of people took it like, COVID decided, I'll go on a break too. Yeah, I'll just relax. No. It wasn't the case. It was prepared for all this.
I feel I was for this year for sure. I think I was prepared. So I set up this room for my studio. If you can see back here.
Oh yes, I can see. We can see that you're an Oasis fan.
Oh, I'm a big Oasis fan. Yes, I am. I know my music probably doesn't really suggest that, but I grew up listening to them, and my brother got me into them. I've got an older brother, and he got me into rock music when I was younger, and that's what I started to play drums, and then I started to play guitar. But funk, soul, and hip hop and rock is kind of like the marriage of my music, I think.
That is a very good fusion, especially in the sense that you can probably blend to any sector of music out there. So you're one of those that you could literally go out Friday, Saturday, and Sunday because you can fulfill any club to go to. You're not one of those that are like, oh no, man, no, I don't listen to house. No, you listen to everything, and your music.
Yeah, I just love music. I think any type of music can put you in a different sort of state of mind, a different feeling, and it can take you, especially because I like to obviously listen to the music I grew up with. So when there's like 90s throwback, it just takes me back to school, and I just remember where I was when I heard that song, even if I didn't like it at that time. Like for example, I never liked S Club 7, but if I hear something now, it takes me back to like school discos and stuff, and trying to talk to girls because you're in year 5 and all this kind of thing. It just the nostalgia and the memories that it brings. I think I can, just memories, and then the new music making new memories. So then when you hear them in 10 years' time, you remember where you were. Music is so powerful, and I love all of it. Yeah,
that is good. So when times were normal, or when we had some times that were normal, or what we regarded as normal, your musical journey was going really good in the sense that you have a couple of good songs out there. And your journey was getting to the point that you could say, oh yes, you're becoming a household name. And then we get to the point where the pandemic hits, and then everything is being cancelled. I mean, and Glastonbury has been cancelled twice, all the gigs. And as a musician, obviously you live for your gigging because that's how you get your message across. How have you kept yourself so far in terms of, your mental health, keeping up with the music? How have you kept yourself with all that's been going on since 2020?
I can start from the beginning. I think when everything got cancelled, I just remember, I think I explained to you when I spoke to you the first time, there was the way I like to prepare for a tour. I was supposed to go to Japan in April or end of March, beginning of April last year. And the way I get ready for a tour is because because touring is such a scattered routine, there isn't really a set thing other than the time that you're going on stage. Yeah. Other than that, there's no real routine, you know.
So you literally just have to turn up and sing then?
Yeah, because things just start to come in. So, if, you know, someone will call you up on the Sunday and it's like, oh, can you come in and do like daytime radio show at 9 o'clock? And then something else will come in and say, can you make an appearance here at 6? So everything comes thick and fast. Sometimes you've got days of nothing and then just showtime. But what I like to do then in my preparations for that is to stick to a routine of gym, eat, sleep, rehearse, repeat. That's how I do it. And so when you've got all this pent up aggression and frustration and all these things that are ready to be released when you walk on the stage, for it to be cancelled really affected me at the beginning. And I think because it was only, I think, a week before I was supposed to fly out that we went into lockdown. So it was, I think, was it March the 17th or March the 18th, I think? And
I think it was March the 7th, 2020, I think. March the 7th. Yeah, March the 7th.
Okay, so then my memories of it were, I think we went into the lockdown, but we were still up in the air of whether or not we were allowed to travel.
Oh yeah, there were a lot of indecisions at the time, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. There was a lot of like open-ended discussions, and I think I can live with it a bit more because I made the decision in the end to not go.
Okay.
So I think that helped me a bit, because I think if it was someone else, if I was still up for going, because I was always up for going, but I really had to, for the first time ever, had to think properly.
So was it a case that where they said, look, we're ready to go, things are in place, but it's up to you pretty much? Is that how it went down?
That's how it was over on their side, yeah. And then in the end, the venues were shut before the gigs were going to happen anyway, so we made the right choice. And I just remember thinking, well, now I've just got all this built up, pent up energy ready to perform, because that's how I get my mind in gear and that's how I get in shape and get ready for it. And now I don't have anything. And so I was like, it just, everything fell to pieces. And I never felt like I had any kind of mental health issues or anything like that. And it was the first time I wasn't busy or distracted. And so I was alone with my own thoughts. And that's when I became a lot more aware of the importance of mental health and talking about it and being able to be open and say, I'm not in a good place now, because it was dangerous up here for a while. You know, for the first couple of months of lockdown, it was not good.
A lot of routines have been cancelled, or, you know, a lot of routines have had to have been adjusted because of what's been happening to a lot of individual people. And I feel particularly, I have a very, you know, soft spot for entertainers, so musicians, MCs, whoever that's in the entertainment business, because as far as I'm concerned, a lot of wriggle room wasn't made compared to a lot of other, you know, professions out there.
Yeah.
And, one of the effects that has come is a lot of mental health situations, because I believe you're still at a stage where you still need to do gigs, you still need to perform, you still need to put your music out there.
Absolutely.
You're not at the comfortable stage yet. So
yes, exactly.
So it's understandable, bills to pay, family to provide for. So you mentioned how the first 3 months were difficult. How did you start easing into getting some sort of sanity and understanding what the situation is?
I think because the world doesn't stop, and nor should I think was where my thoughts were. Because even though the world has stopped, time hasn't. And I was thinking more about things like that. Right, okay, what can I do to make use of my time? Because for the first couple of months, I was just locked down with my parents. And we just basically partied for the entire time, which obviously we don't do. You know, I try not to drink throughout the week, and I enjoy my weekends. That's how I've always been. And it got to a point where on a Tuesday at 5 p.m, I was cracking open beers and video calling my friends and having barbecues in the back with my family, and just, you know, obviously no one coming in, just at home. And video calling everyone, having a drink with them. And then it just got to a point where I was like, well, I'm not training anymore. And that's what keeps my head going. I'm not practicing my singing. I'm not practicing my drums. I'm not practicing the guitar. Those are my things that keep me feeling like, even though they're fun, it still works. So I'm focused and I'm real and I'm ready. And so I just slowly got back into that. And I just sort of drew up a routine one weekend of, right, I'm not going to drink from Monday until Friday afternoon. So I'm going to stay off the booze all that time. I'm going to clean up the diet. And then I just set out to wake up, do some strength training, have my breakfast, and then do some boxing because my punch bag is here. Do some boxing for that, full 12 rounds, eat my lunch. Maybe if I could write a song, I'll try, but if I can't, forget it. And then at 6 p.m. every night for 1 hour, I would play drums. And
Nice.
that really got me going again, focused, ready, and generally just happier. I felt like I was of use, and I didn't at the beginning, you know? So I felt like, okay, I can still do this, and I can still keep putting things out online and try and spread as much positivity as possible, because I'm not the only one in this situation. And there's an amazing saying I saw the other day, actually. It's, we're not all in the same boat, but we are all in the same storm.
I like it.
And when I saw that, I thought, that's brilliant. Because some people are obviously the comfortable musicians, like you were saying, you know, people up top, they're obviously in their very heavily equipped ships.
Oh, yes.
And then there's obviously people like me who I'd probably like to think is slightly better than a canoe, but not too far off it. And then there's also people who were supposed to play at Glastonbury on the BBC Introducing Stage last year, who feel like their career is in a dinghy in this massive storm. And so it's a case of, I sort of thought, if I can fit as many people onto this canoe as possible, keep them safe, we can hopefully find a ship to sit in at some point.
Yeah, well,
and that's
you're definitely not in a canoe, but you seem like initially you felt like you were going to go overboard, but then you found a couple of life jackets, and you've managed to put yourself in one of them and kept yourself stable. In terms of your colleagues and other people that you know in the entertainment world, when you speak to them, what do you think could have been done in terms of helping people in your profession, in terms of dishing out that life jacket? Because everybody's journey is different. I know, unfortunately, and well, fortunately, you found a way to keep yourself going, keep yourself busy. You have good family support. I mean, you sound like you have groovy parents that are ready to party with you during the week.
My parents are very, very cool.
Yeah, just so that you know, when this is over, man, I'm coming over, man.
Of course you are. I'll cook for you, man. We'll talk about what you like to eat. I'll make you food.
As long as there's meat in there, please feel free.
Come on.
Oh, yes.
Come on. Of course.
We are good to go. But then when you're speaking to your colleagues and with all the situation that's happened, what do you think could have been done to help in your profession, in the entertainment world? Whether it's from the government, whether it's individually, what do you think would have been able to help?
Well, it's hard to say because there's obviously so much speculation going on. But I mean, what we do know is that there was quite a lot of, you know, government money being spent on the most useless of stuff.
Okay.
That could have obviously been put to I mean, the track and trace was just a joke. Oh, yeah. Eat Out to Help Out was a joke. And, you know, Eat Out to Help Out ultimately is, in my opinion, one of the things that landed us back into the second and then later into the third lockdown.
Yeah.
You know, I can't just blame the strain. And obviously it's not the government spreading the virus, the people are, I get that. But what are your rules? And so there was a lot of rule breaking because we didn't know what we were supposed to do. But so they could have just been firm about it, not have to wait 2 weeks for, let's see how it goes. You're playing with human life here. So away from the entertainment industry, stop playing with human life was my first thing to think about.
Okay.
But I don't really know what could have been done because it's hard to keep gigs and theatres open if being in a close, you know, environment with other people is the problem. So, but I just think in terms of, you know, I'm more hurt at the fact that they just decided that our jobs were unessential. And that's annoying because, you know, when all these politicians go home, light a fag and pour a glass of wine, what are they doing? They're watching TV. They're listening to music. And that industry was, they killed it off for a year.
Yeah, it's people find it. So over the year and all that, people have actually gone looking for that source of entertainment, be it music, be it a movie. But the fact is, people have had to look for some sort of entertainment to keep them going. and which is quite funny considering the fact that the entertainment world wasn't looked at as essential.
Yeah, it's our escape from the real world, and we've got nothing but reality right now. And you know, I think, I can't remember who said this quote, but they said, art is not truth. Art is a lie that makes us realize truth. And I think that's quite important, to have that escapism when it comes to when you get lost in a movie, when you read a beautiful poem, when you see a lovely painting, when you listen to a tune. It could be, you know, these things are the things that take you away from what's really happening just for that short period of time where you need to escape. And we were deemed unnecessary. That's what I'm more annoyed about. I don't really know what could have helped. I think it's, you know, sympathy is not enough, of course, but I don't know what the money could have gone into. Maybe some grants for people at grassroots levels like us, but there wasn't really many options. So I can't place all the blame on them. You know what I mean?
Well, in terms of, so when it comes to the entertainment world and a lot of gigs and tours, a lot of things have been pushed back. So
Yeah.
if you were, for example, your tour in Japan, I'm assuming the dates have been pushed back as well. So
Oh yeah.
do you think, hopefully, with things being good, and with what we're seeing in the news when it comes to probably getting back to some sort of normal around June, do you
Yeah.
think with all the gigging and the traveling and everything getting back to what they used to be, do you think that will cover up for the year and a half that's just gone by?
I think we've all been massively affected, and this will stay with us forever. Whoever's, you know, whether it's affected you positively because your hand sanitizer business absolutely skyrocketed, or whether it affected you negatively because I've now been sat for a whole year in the same spot. We've all changed this in this year. Everybody's changed. Everyone's changed, hopefully for the better, but we've all had to develop something somewhere. And I feel like, will it be making up for lost time? No, because I think the scars will always be visible, but it will be the ultimate painkiller.
So the scars will be visible, but then with the progress and the hopefully moving forward, you think it should give some sort of comfort?
I think so, because it will definitely, for me, I can only speak for me, but it's made me appreciate all the things that you just take for granted. I never really thought twice about a friend calling me up saying, fancy a coffee? Fancy a beer? Should we go out to eat today? Yeah, go on then. Do you want to come around? I'll never take that for granted again. And on top of that, the worst thing this whole thing has done is that because I'm not with my son's mother anymore, I hadn't seen him for ages. So we do video calls, we send pictures, I send little video messages, and he always sees them and they send them back because, you know, me and his mum still get along very well. But not being able to see my son was the hardest thing. I would trade in another year of gigs if I could see him every week.
Well, I've come to realize that people have come to, you know, appreciate the simple things in life, the hellos, the beers, the coffees. And one way of looking at this is looking at this as a reset period. So we had a year and a half to go where you could say, you know what, stop, relax. Unfortunately, with stopping, there was loss of income and loss of career growth. But as you say, those are scars, and hopefully when we move forward, things will change. In terms of when it comes to, because you have managed to find a way forward and things to look towards, what's the message you would give to other entertainers, musicians, actors, upcoming people that are not in that comfortable bubble? Because the truth of the matter is, when things get back normal, some people would have lost a lot of passion. They've lost their but you seem to still have your fire burning. So what would be the message that you would give out there just to keep people on the passionate and continue to build for your dreams?
I guess we all know that desperate times call for desperate measures, and if your fire is running low, you're gonna have to scratch around somewhere to find some fuel to keep that burning. And if you care about getting cold, you need to find more wood to put on the fire. And we all have this, we've got the strength in us. And if you are struggling, talk and write and record, if you've got the means to do it, if you have a guitar sitting there, and you start to have a negative thought, pick it up, go wash your hands, wash your face, just do something else that takes it away. Find something new. It's so much easier said than done. So I don't want anyone to think that, just change it. It's a slow process. Be ready for the slow process. It's my advice is just when the fire's running low, scrap around, find that wood and keep it burning and keep it going and keep it growing. And you just need to find something to entertain you. And it could be something as simple as PlayStation or Xbox to buying a canvas and doing a painting. And it doesn't have to be anything in particular. Just buy some paints and splash it on there and have a look at it. And what does it tell you? What does it say to you? Write something down. When you've got negative thoughts, write them all down, read them to yourself, accept them, and figure out a way of how to move on. I don't know how you would figure it out, but we do in the end. We're all strong enough to do it. And if I get in a conversation with them, I'll make sure that I say these things to them and lift them. Let's lift each other.
That is good. That is good. So I know you're a football fan. You're a sports person as well, and
yeah.
I see that you're always punching the life out of that punching bag, and when you do your training. So you're a boxing fan as well, yes?
Absolutely, yeah, love it.
Okay, so just as we're getting towards the end of this, it's a very simple question. I don't want no beating around the bush, no excuses like you Arsenal fans always do, but
we don't make excuses. We know we're rubbish.
Oh, okay, good. That's very good to know. Very good to know. But a very simple boxing question. Since you're a boxing man, eventually it will happen. Fury or Joshua?
Fury.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the reasons why me and this man are going to be good friends, because we probably will never agree on anything. Football, boxing, and all that stuff. But anyways, we'll get into sports sometime else. And Amir, it's been wonderful. Thank you for coming on Perspectives. Thank you for keeping that fire burning. And
thank you.
Hopefully it will burn, and burn you into wonderful success. Take care of your parents. Be a good father as you are to your boy. And it's a date. When things are good, I'm coming for that food.
You're welcome.
No worries.
Thank you very much for having me.
You are welcome, sir, anytime. Ladies and gentlemen, Amir Official.
Uh-huh.